Hello friends, I am Dr. Ajay Kumar. I am Chairman and Head of the Department of BLK Institute of Digestive and Liver Diseases in New Delhi. In this series today, we will be talking about fatty liver. Now, when we talk about steatohepatitis, we should have to know another thing. That steatohepatitis is not a isolated disease of the liver. It can be associated or usually is associated with so-called metabolic syndrome. Most of the physicians know what metabolic syndrome is. You have heard about it in context of diabetes. But metabolic syndrome means diabetes, dyslipidemia, hypertension, obesity, and so on. And what is the common feature among all this is insulin resistance. So, if you look at diabetic patients, you will find a lot of fatty liver. If you look at fatty liver, you will find a lot of diabetes, you will find a lot of obesity, you will find insulin resistance. So, suffice to say that steatohepatitis is not a single disease, it's a part of a disease complex, majority of the people, and that is a metabolic syndrome, and the common denominator for that is the insulin resistance. And so today actually we can say, because diabetes we say is the biggest epidemic in India, but if diabetes is the biggest epidemic, metabolic syndrome is equally bigger epidemic. So even fatty liver or steatohepatitis is a part of the same disease spectrum. So with this background, to understand what fatty liver is, what fatty liver hepatitis is, and what is its relationship with the diabetes, we can understand how big the whole problem is. And large number of patients do suffer from that. But when we go in a steatohepatitis from the stage of inflammation to fibrosis and then cirrhosis, we have another dimension to the diagnosis. Because that's how do we stage the disease. Is this disease is progressing and what stage it is. Now that determines on fibrosis in the liver. Traditionally, we divide into F1 to F4 fibrosis. And F4 fibrosis basically is more or less same as cirrhosis of the liver. It's important to prognosticate. It's also important to understand how the treatments are effective or whether they are effective or not, that we need to stage these patients. Question is, can we do it clinically? Now, if patient reaches a stage of liver cirrhosis, then they may have classical features of portal hypertension. But what is the difference before that? Now that's something is always a big challenge. There are clinical parameters which have been given according to the platelets, SGOT, SGPT and other parameters. We also call it FIB4, that is the 4 functions, and you look at the counts. But these parameters are good if patient is on one spectrum of fibrosis, early fibrosis, or it's an advanced fibrosis, that is cirrhosis. But a large number is in between category, and which we label as indeterminate. And this indeterminate category today, we have an important investigations to differentiate, and that is a FibroScan. FibroScan is a non-invasive investigation which checks the resistance of the liver and from which it determines what is the stage of fibrosis. The parallel investigation to FibroScan is elastography, which is available on an ultrasound machine, and third will be magnetic resonance elastography, that is done on an MRI machine. Now these 3 investigations are basically to look at the same factor, and that is the liver fibrosis. And fibrosis is the important factor to diagnose the stage of steatohepatitis. And people always talk about the need of the liver biopsy. We must understand that liver biopsy, yes, is a gold standard, but it is not the ideal gold standard because it has a huge sampling error. And 2, Whatever you may say, it's an invasive investigation. Complications may be very low, especially the bleed, but then they are there. So unless it is helping us in changing the treatment, we do not resort to an invasive investigation in like liver biopsy, and majority of the patients, the fibroscan should be able to give us a decent evaluation in the stage of steatohepatitis, especially looking at the fibrosis part. When we look at patients of fatty liver, we are not looking at only the liver. Yes, there is an increased morbidity and mortality due to liver disease. But if you look at the causes of death in these patients, the cardiovascular risks and the risk of cancers is also high. I'm talking about cancers other than liver cancer. So that's the reason it's important to treat them, to prevent if you can, and also to be on the lookout for the other diseases. Of course, diabetes is already talked about. The complications related to diabetes also causing increased morbidity and mortality in these patients. Same way as we talk about cardiovascular diseases, even chronic kidney diseases are more common in these patients, and that also contributes to the morbidity and mortality in these patients. Thank you very much.